Hey guys, I'm going to go over Unit 31 in your TUMS book and some angle relationships practice. This will be due in Skyward on Friday, March 12th. But it's going on the 4th grading period. So it will not affect your current grade. All right, so let's start on page 309 in your book. Of course, you always need to know vocabulary because this is very important. We are going to talk about the triangle sum theorem, the complementary angles, linear angle pairs, supplementary angles, and vertical angles. The triangle sum theorem means that the three angles in a triangle total up to 180 degrees. So that's going to go right here. And then the example for that is going to be down here. Complementary angles, I like to draw a little 9 here, and I see 9, 0. That means that there are angles, 2 or more angles that add up to 90 degrees. So that's over here. And then that's going to go down here. Complementary, boom. And then this goes up here. Linear angle pair. That means two angles who make a straight line, which equals 180 degrees. So that's right here, two angles whose measure have a sum of 80. Oh, but that's also supplementary angles. So let's say supplementary and they're also adjacent, which means side by side. All right, so those are linear angles. And they go in a straight line, so that's going to be right here. A and B, they have to be side by side like that. Supplementary angles, I like to cross my S and put a 1 in front and then make my U in a 0. So it says 180 degrees total. And that's going to be two angles whose measures have a sum of 180. So I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to come up here, bam. And then I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to come down here, bam. And the last one is vertical angles. Those are angles that are equivalent and they're opposite each other when two lines intersect. So there's the direct definition for that. And that looks like this up here. Look for those in your Skyward assignment because these are very important definitions. All right, so let's go to page 310. Adjacent angles are two angles are adjacent if they share a common ray, which is a side, and a common vertex. Okay, so we'll say angle BEA is adjacent to angle BEC. Angle BEC. Notice I go BEC, that's this angle right here, which is adjacent to BEA. That's this angle right here. And this will be a third angle of a different measure. And they give you examples of other angle names there. Triangle sum theorem. Sometimes they won't give you a value of an angle. They want you to solve it, which we found the solution of two-step equations before. So they're combining this with geometry. So they said 90 degrees, which is this angle right here. This little box here means 90 degrees. And they said 90 plus 26 plus 3x plus 7 equals 180 according to the triangle sum theorem that was just on the page prior. They combine 90 and 26 and 7 and they get 123 plus 3x equals 180. Then they subtract 123 from both sides. So minus 123 minus 123, and then they're left with 57. Then they divide both sides by 3, divided by 3, divided by 3, and they get 19. Over here, this is vertical angle picture. So it says the angles formed opposite each other at the intersection of the lines are equivalent. So A and C are equivalent, so I'm going to give them 2 humps. And B and D are equivalent. I'm going to give them 1 hump. Over here, linear angle pair are also supplementary angles. Okay, they add up to 180. You can do the try it on your own, but I'm going to get started on telling you what to do on your assignment. So here it says the length of a rectangle is 10 inches and the width is represented by 3x, which represents an equation and solution for x if the area of the rectangle is 40 square inches. So I'm going to draw a picture. I've got 10 and I've got 3x, and area equals base times height, which they tell me is 40 square inches. So I'm going to say 10 times 3x equals 40 square inches. So I'm going to multiply 10 by 3, which is 30x, which equals 40, and then I'll do the last step to solve for x there. Down here, this is a triangle, so all 3 of these angles add up to 180. So I'm going to say 75. I'm going to label my right angle as 90 degrees. I'm going to add 90, and I'm going to add something else, and I'm going to get 180. A pair of vertical angles is formed as shown. These 2 angles are equal to one another. This equals this. So I'm going to say 5x plus 30 equals 175. Solve for x. Number 4, Eric sketches a rectangle with the perimeter of 90 inches. Here's my rectangle, and then the perimeter equals 90 inches. The length of the rectangle is 3 inches longer than the width. So here's my width, and then the length is 3 inches longer, so that means W plus 3. Which equation can be used to determine x, or W, the width of the rectangle Eric sketched? So remember, for perimeter, I need 2 lengths and 2 widths to equal 90. My length is W plus 3, so I need 2 times W plus 3, and I need 2 W's. If I have 2 W's plus 3, that's going to be 2W plus 6. Oh, I don't need to simplify it here. I just need to find what looks like what I just wrote, and it's going to equal 90. The variables will be different though. Number 5. Marta designed the logo for her mother's business, Extreme Nutrition. The logo is as shown. Which equation and solution best represents angle B? Okay. This is a straight linear pair here. So I need B plus this angle right here to add up to, oh no, I don't even need to do that. B and this angle are congruent. And this is a triangle whose angles add up to 180. So I need to take 35 plus 35 plus some number, which is also B, actually I'll put B, not X, and they equal 180. Because this angle and this angle are vertical angles and they are the same. A pair of adjacent angles is formed by lines AD and CE. What is the measure of angle ABC? This is angle ABC, and this is right here. And I know that ABD is a straight line. ABD is 180 degrees. So I know that this angle plus x have to equal 180 degrees. If I have 2x minus 255 plus x equals 180 here. Keep in mind that I have 2x's here and 1x here, and I need to add them. 2x plus 1x will equal some number. Let me make sure I did that right. Minus 255. We'll add 255 to both sides and then divide by 3. All right. Number 1 on page 312. Angles A and B are supplementary. The measure of angle A is 60 degrees, and the measure of angle B is represented by 3x. Which equation can be used to determine the value of x? A plus B equals 180. A is 60 and B is 3x. So I need to replace A and I need to replace B, and they still need to equal 180. Number 2, use the model to answer questions 2 and 3. Sierra has one final problem to solve on her math homework. Which of the following equations cannot be used to determine the value of x? So here I have 2 x's and they're the same because they're the same letter. So 2 x's plus 28.4 equals 180. This is 2 x's. Keep in mind that there's going to be some equations that look like this, and there's going to be one that looks wrong, and it is not going to be true. Which best represents x, the missing angle measure on Sierra's homework? So now they want you to solve for x here. Okay, what does x equal? 4, angle H and angle J are complementary angles. The measure of angle H is 5 times the measure of angle J, which shows an equation and solution for the measure of angle J. H and J are complementary, which means they equal 90 degrees. H plus J equals 90. H is 5 times the measure of angle J. So I'm going to write 5J, and I still need J, and I'm going to get 90. How many J's do I have here? I've got 5 J's here, and I've got 1 J here. How many J's do I have all together? And once that equals 90, since they're complementary, which equation is going to be correctly portrayed here? Number 5. Look at the pair of intersecting lines. Which of the following equations could not be used to determine the value of x? So this angle is the same as this angle, and this angle is the same as this angle. Set them equal to each other. Number 6. A rectangle with a width of 8 inches has a perimeter measuring 40 inches. Which equation can be used to determine L, the length of the rectangle? Remember, I need 2 widths and 2 lengths to equal 40. The width is 8. So which one of these equations matches what I wrote here? Now we're going to move on to the next part of our assignment.